they're not beating Florida. Like, there's no way. I don't see that happening. Rivalry games, fluky, whatever. If this team can find a way to lose, they will. Here's what I'll tell you this. I do you agree with this? They have a better chance to beat Florida if Mike Norvell's not on the sideline. I believe that with 150% of my heart.
Absolutely, because even though a lot of these players were not here for the early stages of his era, but this team will rally together to get Coach Odell a win, because we all know, unfortunate as it is for him, anytime we need an interim situation, and we've had far too many of those in the past decade, Odell rallies together. Odell is Florida State. I still remember the story that Newberg told of when he showed up with a Powerade and Odell just slapped it out of his hands. Like, Odell is Florida State. I do think the team would rally around him, and I have no doubt he would be named interim head coach. It would not be Gus, and it would not be Tony White. It would be Odell if he's willing. And I think their chances without Norvell are much better than if they did not have, or if they did have him. I agree with that.
Odell already has a win against Florida. He coached that game when Jimbo left. So yeah, it would be nice to see him get. Wait, was Jimbo on the sideline for that one? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
No, because he was forced to resign the day before the game.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I thought it was after that. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm all in on that. I just tweeted it just to make sure. I wanted to ask you though right before I did. Yeah, I'm all in on that. And again, I think they'll play better without him there. I think that, again, this is not a personal attack, but Mike Norvell is so broken, and his mind and his spirit, and I mean, honestly, his body, when you look at his body language and everything else, he's so broken, man. He's such a loser right now that, and I hope he gets it back. I hope he goes somewhere else and does well, because I'm not anti-Mike Norvell. I'm anti-Mike Norvell at FSU. But he is such a loser right now that I think that is translating to his players. And his players are losers too. I think that he's uptight all the time. I think that he's focused on the wrong things. I think that if he was gone, there would be an ability for the team to kind of relax a little bit and kind of just say, like, all right, let's come together. I mean, look what happened with Florida when they fired Napier. They went out and almost beat UGA. And I think, I mean, look at, UCLA fires their coach and they won 3 or 4 games in a row. I think that Virginia Tech did the same thing. They go beat who did they beat right after they fired Pry? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But NC State. Yeah. Oh, the team that we couldn't beat. So thanks, Harlan. Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you, I think we'd be better without him. I think we would absolutely be better without him. And we may still not win, but I think you absolutely have a better chance to win if he's not there on the sideline. Harlan, you can play it again.
You're fired.
New FSU slogan, where we snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, I mean, Richie and I talked about it. NC State tried their damnedest to try and give you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, man. 3-point game, they're punting the ball back to you. 3-point game, they're punting the ball back to you. They throw you a wild interception. They go for it on 4th down. If you get one stop, you got a chance. And Florida State said, "Nah, I think we're good, man. I think we're all set on this one." So, I do worry, Richie. This was the next thing you wrote down. Yeah, I mean, I want them to do it today because I do worry that if they go out and beat Florida, which I don't think they're going to do, but if they go out and beat Florida, there's going to be a push to try and bring him back. You're going to hear that, and I mean, that scares me.
I'll get right back to the video, but first I do want to give some love to Tallahassee Ford. If you're going in town or if you're looking for a car, Tallahassee Ford needs to be the people that you go talk with. They can deliver cars to you. You never have to even enter the showroom. They give back to FSU. As you can see, an NIL commercial they filmed with Jordan and Trey there. Make sure that you go check out my friends at Tallahassee Ford. They do a tailgate before the games on Saturdays. They're part of the block party, the get downs that happen all over Tallahassee on Friday nights before the game. Go check them out. Tallahassee Ford. Appreciate them for their support in everything that they do, not just for Florida State Athletics, but our channel as well. Appreciate them, as always, for their support.
Yeah, no, and that's why I want him gone. Like, don't give him a chance. There was a running joke for if you were a Florida State fan in the 90s and early 2000s, you're familiar with the Bowden Bowl. And people would joke that, anytime that his son's job was on the line at Clemson, he would purposely lose to Clemson in that game. Now, obviously, Bobby wasn't purposely losing those games, but those wins over Florida State saved his job at least 2, probably 3 different seasons. So I don't know. I just don't want. I think it's a lose-lose situation if you allow him to continue this week and coach this week against Florida, right? Because you lose, now you're almost forced your hand to make a decision, and if you choose not to, that's rough. But I think the play, if I'm looking from the administration standpoint, they're looking at the buyout and they're saying, I don't know. Let's let him finish the season out. Let him coach against UF. And if he wins, we just keep quiet for a while. Maybe he signs a top 20, maybe a top 15 recruiting class. And we just keep quiet and the noise starts to calm down a little bit. Or even if he loses, you keep quiet. You say, okay, we know we're gonna continue our evaluation, our comprehensive evaluation process, right? And go from there. And I think worst case scenario for me, what scares me is that the administration is hoping that the noise just goes away, right? Like if you just keep quiet long enough after the Florida game, because there's already apathy set in between the vast majority of the fan base, and maybe you get through December and January, and you're like, okay, we made it. We got one more year. We have more time to collect funds for the buyout. I think that's a terrible idea. I know the money is there. You can go find it. That is a fact. The money is always there. If you can find $18 million to fire Willie Taggart after less than 2 seasons, you can find $54 million. I know it's a lot more. You're looking at 3 times as much. But I hope that's not where the collective administration's head is, thinking that let's just let the noise calm down and then we'll figure it out from there, because that's not going to fly with this fan base. I can promise you. You can call it anecdotal. I see what these fans are saying. I see what they say on the message boards. I see what they say on X. I see what people send me in my DMs. I see the texts from my college friends who know I'm very into this Florida State program. It would be a huge mistake to allow him to coach on Saturday. That is my honest opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're at a point where we've continued to say this, but as far as the UF game goes, I mean, first of all, if you've made a decision that you're going to let him go one way, like it just needs to happen right away. But second, yeah, you need to move on. I think there's a decent portion of this fan base. Now, I'm not there yet because I do want to beat UF, but I do think there's a decent portion of this fan base that would rather lose to ensure that they don't have to watch him ever coach another game if he's there on the sideline. I don't know what that percentage is, but yeah, the admin, the administration has to. I mean, they have to make the move. They can't let this go on for another week. It's just a disservice to their fans. Richie, did you get those? Did you get those booster glasses that they sent out last week?
I forget who it was. I think I saw it on Twitter. Someone's like, I guess they sent these to us to pour bleach in them so we can have a good drink after the game tonight.
Exactly. Insane. Yeah, I won't say it because I don't want somebody. I don't want the other. But I'll tell you after this. I got a funny story for you. Who are you? People want to know who we're hiring. I don't know, man. At this point, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Any people are like, oh, what if you can't get somebody better than Norvell? Well, here's the damn thing. I don't think you can get anybody worse. Like, I think you could hire Taggart back and it'd be better than what we've got right now. And I'm not implying that. I'm not saying that needs to happen. But I'm just telling you, I don't think it matters. I don't. My job. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars like Michael Alford is to go out and try and find a new head coach. So I don't know, man. Any kind of list I could give you, it's probably going to be wrong because everything else I've said this year has been wrong. So, yeah, I don't have any idea. I know people are asking that. Let's figure out problem 1 first before we get to problem 2. Because I got no clue who to hire. I think you go hire Billy Napier and it'd be better than this right now. I'm not even kidding.
You recruit better.
yeah, I mean, recruits better and sometimes wins games he's not supposed to. But man, I don't know. I know Napier doesn't go. I think they have more than 5 wins against this schedule. So I don't know. Maybe not.
Hey, just before the video ends, I do want to give some love to Sleeper. Make sure you're using our code DFNS for a 100% match up to $100 on the Sleeper app. We play the more or less game on Wednesday nights on our live preview. Make sure you're checking that out as well. Appreciate Sleeper, as always, for their support.